Hello everybody and welcome to the second round of the WEC Championship on IVRC, the World Endurance Championship. My name is Miguel Moronta and I'm here with Constantin Grimminger. Hello Constantin.
Hello everyone.
So today we'll be covering the 90 minutes of Sao Paulo. We have done qualifying already and we're waiting for the race as they are finishing up some kind of practice. And we have some news today. Could you explain us, Dan, what's happened today?
Yeah, it's a very unusual situation. We have two different servers for today, as we will have a GT server and a LMP server. Usually they participate, of course, just like in the real life series, on the same server, but we have so many people online right now that we are forced to split everything into two servers, which is very interesting, and I think we are about to start already.
The LMP server is getting ready. I think the GT server should be getting ready as well, right?
I certainly hope so.
You certainly hope so. Okay, that's great.
Yeah,
they should be getting ready, but we're going to focus on the start to the LMP server and we'll get back to the GT server as soon as possible.
Yeah.
They're getting ready now. So while they do their formation lap, we'll revise the starting grid for today's race in LMP. I will quickly switch to the GT server meanwhile the formation lab is going too, if I can, but I don't know how quick they're going to go.
Yeah.
16 people today in the LMP classes, which are LMP1 and LMP2. They start going, so here is the starting grid for today's race in the LMP1 category. Mark Spurker starts first, with Tom Rogerson second and Philip Boland, Jesus Kirinos, Mike Barch making his debut today, Nicola Vijanko, Joe Gauzitis, and Francisco Vasquez with Kenneth Ragland and Loreso behind. Then in LMP2 we have 6 cars, Lucas Miranda on pole, Richard Wanders, Alfie Beeman, Otavio de Barros, Leslie Orteglas, and then last we have with no qualifying because of these issues, Carlos Frau.
Yeah, and I could give you a quick run through the GTE field, which happened to have a crash already at the start, which was very interesting to see. Some guys were spinning out. Sven Gaylor once again taking pole position in the Aston Martin. Ahead of, I think that's Martin Asirgi-Vinicius in second. Ahead of Tonki van der Wege, who's actually not running a livery today. Tobias Leuner-Vinicius in fourth, who's running a new livery. Ahead of Augustin Bustamante, rejoining the series. Ahead of Andre Leite, Anthony Delala, the only Ferrari in the field. Julian Gines in eighth. Oliver Auga in 10th, actually. Jonatas Bertus in ninth. Then Auga, then De Bock, then Coleman, and then Olohan. And Salius Vladimir is ahead of Oscar Evers Janssen. Okay, I think time for the GT, for the LMP start, right?
We're going for the GT start, although it's Van Giel who has started already. It seems like they've lost a few minutes, or they're some minutes ahead. We're going for the LMP start though.
Very interesting about the GT start, but let's focus on the LMP start right now, because that's exactly where the action's going to take place as well.
They're lining up, going to the final few corners here at Interlagos. The safety car turns its lights off. Looks like it's going to start in a few moments. They're right ahead of the 90 minutes of Interlagos. Warming up the final few moments, the tires. The big gap behind in the queue, so something must have happened. And the race is now go with the rolling start. Mark Spurker still leading, but it's rewinding to the first corner. Jesus Kirinos has had a very good start, and I think Philip Boland has made a little bit of contact between Jesus Kirinos and Rogerson. And we also have some contact behind. I think that was Francisco Vasquez who started 8th. He's up to 4th. Nicola Vijanko in 5th, and then we have Barch, Boland, Gauzitis, and Reso. Miranda He's up in 10th, and I think there's one of the LMP1s missing. That's Kenneth Ragland. who is behind the LMP2. Well, he was behind the LMP2s.
Very interesting also in the GTE field. We have seen Martinez Roglic taking second right now ahead from Tanguy van der Wegen, but he's running back in third right now as Tanguy van der Wegen was able to overtake Martinez Roglic. Also, he's coming under attack from his countryman. That must have been Dovidas Roglic who's rampaging his fellow countryman Roglic out of the way. But yeah, race stewards will surely look at that as well as the Porsches continue to dominate in the lower podium positions.
In LP1 though, one lap has gone and it's Max Verstappen leading with Carreras, Rogerson, Vasquez, and I think that's Nikola Vijanko going through. Vasquez, not going through but going past. It's very close though. Vasquez has gone wide and that's Vijanko through. And Bosch and Voland are fighting for his P6. Going wide, Voland. Track limits today. And he's very close behind. We have two number 77s because Bosch has been signed very recently and he hasn't got a skin.
Exactly. Yeah, stuff happens. I think race control or the race stewards just looked over him. And very interesting also in GT field, just a quick notice, Jurgelevicius has been allowed through by Laudenavicius, so the order remained the same as it was before the incident. But yeah, LMP1 fight looking very interesting right now, in my opinion.
Yeah,
also
Rogerson has gone
fight.
through. I didn't
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
I'm sorry Sam. Rogerson has gone through Carreras. And he's now going to try and catch Max Verstappen. Remember, Sebring. Rogerson finished a lot of time ahead. I think it was 25 seconds or something like that. Ahead.
Oh! Sorry. Go ahead, sorry. Nothing too bad happened.
Going to switch to the GTs.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very odd situation that just happened. If you can go back to the replay and try to catch it. Yeah, here we are. So Laudenavicius tried to outbreak.
Dovidas
yeah,
launched.
exactly. But
Dovidas launch and
while
move. Oh, and they make contact. It was a dive bomb.
Exactly, and Dovidas actually coming off worse. He's lost quite a lot of places, and that also allowed Andre Leite to go into third right now, best running position he has for quite a while. And Agustin Bustamante, who's tried to, was actually participating in the 6 hours of Daytona race we had before, with Shadow Racing, is now running in fourth. So very good debut from him as well, the Argentinian driver.
A very good drive. I think that Dovidas's dive bomb was a bit of a mess because he went over the sausage curb. It reminds me a lot of the Ocon Verstappen incident in the 2018 Brazilian Grand Prix. It was very similar to that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely right. Interesting to see though that in lap 4 of the GTs the field remains so close. Of course, Sven Gelo running away with the lead quite easily as we used to see, but I think
very close between Bustamante and Leite. Bustamante is going to try and launch and move at the inside over the curb. He goes. They're going side by side, trying to make the switch back into Curva de Sol. He stays behind him. It's the second race in a row we have in Brazilian terrain, and I still have no idea how to speak Portuguese. Anyways, getting the slipstream, breaking into turn number 4 into the Cida do Lago, I think it's called. I think I pronounce it better than Crofty does.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's better than I would do. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's because I'm Spanish.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways. Yeah, Bustamante trying to launch and move behind Leite. He's very close behind, trying to make as many switchbacks as possible, not in the racing line, just trying different lines, trying to get a different feel from the track, trying to get away from the dirty air. He goes very wide in Bico de Pato.
Yeah, that didn't help him for sure.
He's going to be he's going to be too far away for the slipstream into the main straight. Oh, sideways almost.
Exactly, I can't block with it.
Very well controlled. That's some drifting.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, it lost quite a lot of time, and I think Leite will be absolutely pleased about exactly that because Bustamante will be quite far away from the slipstream. And yeah, Leite just gains a little bit more of time to defend his third position right now.
Yeah, and Jurgel Vicious and Aramis. Oh, wide goes Bustamante. He's having problems to brake. Doesn't seem like that. Maybe he's having overheating issues.
Very odd to see, honestly. I mean, he was running such a good pace just a lap ago, and now he's dropping into the
Look at
field
that.
of the Team
Jurgel
Tempest
Vicious.
racing cars. Exactly. To go in for the move to the inside, but
He's giving it a thought. He's giving it a thought, but he has given it enough thoughts to say no, thank you. I'm going to wait right behind here. Jurgel Vicious and Aramis Auga teammates, they're now going to try and get past Agustin Bustamante. They're going to try and get the podium too. And
Yeah,
we have to remember, in Sebring, there were some Lithuanian podiums. I think 2 of the podium finishers were Lithuanian, so this category is having a lot of Lithuanian interest.
Yeah, quite a lot actually, and all of them are running in Porsches, interestingly as well. But then again, we saw Team Tempest Racing scoring a podium after Martinas Jurgelivicius has actually had a disconnect during the final few minutes of the Sebring race, which was the race before, of course. And I think he's eager to get his podium back, and not gifting it to
1
his
minute,
teammate.
because I have just noticed there's been a very big fight for the lead in the LMP1 class, and it's Tom Rogerson against Max Verker. These 2 guys are giving us a year, a very big year.
Yeah, exactly. Rogerson, after leading for so much in Sebring, leading the whole race practically, and then being robbed because of a stupid mistake he basically did on himself, gifting Max Verker the win. And that's, yeah, I think he will try everything to get back onto P1 for today.
There's also been some incidents because Lorenzo is out and Richard Wonders is a lap down.
Oh,
But going
that's
into the
quite
main
bad news.
straight, final few corners, right behind him is Tom Rogerson. He's going to try and make a move. One side, another, he goes. From the inside, he's going to try and go very close. He's going to launch a move. They're side by side. The inside line is better to overtake, but they have to switch back. They leave each other space. And now he's got the inside for Kerber Dazol. So he's done it. He's passed Max Verker. He's now going to try and get past again into the Cedar de Lago. Around the outside, we've seen moves happening right there. And they're side by side again. I think someone's off the track, but they were very close to that. And Rogerson goes off the track. Verker is through. We're going to have to see that again next lap, probably.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant driving, both of them. They are fighting for the championship lead, of course, and they are fighting with a lot of respect, which is great to see. I really love that, gotta say. Fair sportsmanship between them and still some good and hard fights. Actually, that's the kind of racing we want to see.
Yeah, and checking the standings, if Rogerson leads, they will be both on 43 points.
Exactly, they will
Which
be
means
equal.
we will have a very good finale for Le Mans. But of course, this is all thinking from us, because it's 1 hour and 21 minutes remaining in the LMP race. Side by side, you're going to go again. This time, Rogerson chooses the outside line. It didn't work for Verker last time out, but he's now going to make the switch back, going onto the grass in the curve. It hasn't worked out like he would have wanted, but he's now going to get slipstream again into the Cedar Lago once again. He's not close enough, I think, to launch a move, unless he does a dive bomb, and he doesn't. We're going to have another lap to see if they can make the move happen anywhere else. We also have Kirinos and Bijanko fighting for 3rd place, and right behind them is Philip Boland. Was that Kirinos waving a little bit?
I think it was. Perhaps race control will surely look at that ball, but then again, Chinos is not known for having great car control, at least in the LMP1s. He has had a great race in TCC in race 1 at least, and now, yeah, LMP1s, but he's ever trying so hard to learn these cars, and he's surely trying to make the best out of his results possible. And of course, the team's championship is on the line, so yeah, he has to fight for it.
Indeed, side by side again they go. Fastest lap for Mark, although they were fighting the whole lap probably. And now they go, and Tom is deciding to not overtake into turn number 1 into the center S's. And he's going to try and make it into turn number 4. So there is one of the LMP2 cars ahead. I think it's one of the LMP2s. Yeah, it's Octavio de Barros. Also, Francisco Vasquez is a lap down already too. So 2 of the LMP1s are kind of out of the race, if we could call it like that. Oh, de Barros is going off.
I think he was just giving way for the LMP1s.
Yeah, and this is the Carreños and Villanco fight, with Vasquez in the middle and Bolan behind in the background. He's trying to catch up to them. And Carreños was in a similar place the last time out in Interlagos when we raced for the 9th round of the 2019 championship. He was fighting for the podium at the start of the race as well. He then fell down, but he was very close.
Well, it's a little bit of a touch between Villanco. He really wants to challenge Carreños right now for the podium position. On the outside, tried before,
yeah,
right?
and we could have some lap car drama as well, if Vasquez tries and move to one lap himself.
Then again, Vasquez is calm enough to know that he shouldn't do that because he's a lap down.
Yeah, and
he's been a little bit controversial, let's be honest. But then again, he's not stupid either.
Oh, Carreños spun. Carreños has spun.
Yeah,
Carreños spun round, and I think we will have to see that again. But he's a spun round, and now Bolan's fighting with Villanco for 3rd place. But checking again, we're going to quickly check the replay.
I think that is
and oh, Villanco touched him, and that's why they spun, and almost into Vasquez he went. This is the current fight, Villanco versus Boland, and we have also Rogerson versus Sverker. It's a very entertaining race today.
Absolutely, exactly what we want to see.
Oh,
great racing.
The touch between Villanco and Boland.
Speaking about great racing, right?
And Vasquez right behind them as well. Vasquez fighting for position with Octavio, so... And now Vasquez is through, but we can see the fight between Boland and Villanco. And I'm now alone, I think. Hello back, welcome back.
Sorry, just went off quickly, sorry, misclick. Here we are, back again.
Yeah, very close. Bolan and Villanco. Like, Bolan is not leaving any kind of space between him and the back of Villanco's car on the slipstream down to the turn number 4. They're going to try and go around the inside. No, they're not. Up the hill they go now, turns number 6 and 7, very quick right-handers. They're going to have a little bit of fun, I think, today. 2 tenths separating the top 2 though. This is the top 2, of course. Who else? Sverker and Rogerson. They're not going to leave the top 2 anywhere anytime soon, are they?
It's crazy to see how these guys are fighting and still are so much faster than everyone else in the race. Absolutely crazy.
Indeed. And I think there's only one of the two LMP2s remaining to get lapped, which are Carlos Frau and Lucas Miranda. Alfie Bevan has been lapped already. And we're going to check in a moment the GTE fight.
Yeah, exactly, and there's been a very interesting fight before P5.
Yeah,
it is
very
now.
close between Rogers and we're right behind him. So as soon as this fight goes into the boring part of the circuit, I'd say, which is now probably, we're going to check the GTE class because I'm pretty sure there's been some changes.
Yeah, there has been some changes indeed, and it is right now a good fight for P5, which we're looking at right now. Arimas Aura is in 5th, and he's trying to defend from Rafael de Bock and Dovidas Laurinavicius for quite a while now. Of course, also trying to protect his teammate in 4th, who's been able to pass Augustin Bustamante, who's dropped back quite a lot. I actually wasn't able to see what has been going on there. You can see Aura really trying to defend really hard from Bock right behind him, and trying to make his Porsche as wide as possible.
Yeah. By the way, we were looking before, at Agustin Bustamante, Bustamante's dropped down to 8, so he must be having some kind of issues because he's dropped some kind of some lot of positions.
Yeah, I think, perhaps a little bit overexcited. As I said, first time he's running in WEC, second time he's back at IVRC in general after the 6 hours of Daytona, where he, of course, tried his best and was running in third, but, a little bit of inexperience, but I'm quite sure he got there because he showed before that his pace is there, and once the experience kicks in, you definitely proves to be a lot more reliable and perhaps a lot quicker. Then again, saying that he's not quick is not doing him justice, right? He's staying with the group ahead. Oh, there's been a move. The block has overtaken finally Auga. He was able to get through the Lithuanian shield that has been protecting P5. I want to see that again. Once we can see the move of Laurinavicius, or is he staying? Yeah, he's actually not trying it right now, and Auga running a little bit wide. Here comes Laurinavicius going through, trying to follow his uncle beforehand, but he's not able to stick it right now. They're going side by side into one of these very famous Interlagos corners I don't know the name of. But for the moment it looks like Auga is safe once again after losing the position to De Bock. Trying to see that once again. Yeah, go ahead.
While you check the replays, I'm checking the standings on maybe Sven Gill, who could claim the championship today.
Can he?
Yeah, because...
Wait, who's in second in the GTE championship?
Right now, Ormas Auga is in second with 20 points, and he's down in 6th.
Oh!
Wait, no.
Yeah.
I think I'm wrong in the maths. No, he could, actually.
Yeah, he could. Sure.
He could.
If Auga drops further, yeah, he could definitely do that.
He could, if Auga claims 5th, the championship fight stays for the race, for the Le Mans race, that he needs to win, and Sven needs to DNF or finish outside the points. But that's going to be pretty hard.
Then again, drivers like Tanguy Fennewege, remember he was disqualified for not using the lights in Sebring, and that could in 2019, and it could happen very well as well. If you're but then again, Sven Gaylord proven to be absolutely reliable, absolute machine behind the wheel. And oh, there's Laurinavicius going for the move. Is he able to make it stick this time?
Wait, let me ask you something. Does Le Mans get a different point system, or is it the same?
No, it's the same point system.
Okay, so then it could be claimed today.
Exactly.
But Ormas Auga needs help from his fellow countryman Dovydas Laurinavicius in order to try and not let Sven claim it, because he's not helping him too much, is he?
No, he's not. Team orders are definitely something they have to look at.
No, not team orders, but more like, helping each other a little bit. They're from the same country.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Slowing De Bock down would definitely help Auga as well, but then again, it looks like at the moment, if you look at the gap, De Bock is actually more than 1 second away from Auga already within the space of 2 laps. So yeah, it's either way. Grimminger going for the podium or slowing down for the championship. So it's gonna be a difficult call at Team Tempest Racing, but it's surely not a very interesting one if it stays like this right now. Of course.
I've been checking the LMP1 class though, and the fights have kind of gone, except for the lead, but the lead is not fighting as hard as they were before, so we'll keep with the GT class for some more time.
Oh, Laurinavicius must have been a mistake. He's dropped down to 8th.
Yeah, he must have made a mistake.
Checking the replay very quickly. Was he attacking
the Auga
before? Oh, everything looks fine.
On the center S over the curve, he lost it.
Yeah, exactly. Right above the sausage curb, that caught him out.
Tried to get too good of a line, and of course that destabilized the car, and Bustamante is through back up into 7th.
Exactly, but gotta say, nice recovery skills from Laurinavicius. Gotta say, like, not everyone would have been able to catch that. Anyways, where's his uncle at? In 10th. Okay, that's surprising. I always thought Saulius is the quick one of these two, but hey, here we are.
not meaning that someone's slow, meaning someone's quicker.
Exactly, I mean, you don't have to...
Yeah, actually Saulius got 3rd in Sebring, so...
Yeah,
and Dovydas got 6th.
Also in TCC, it's been quite clear that Saulius has some talent behind him, despite his age. He's not the youngest anymore, is he?
How old is he?
I think in his mid-40s.
Mid-40s. Oh, yeah, but he's pretty young. I mean, you know.
Okay, fair enough, you said that.
You know, there's that Tony Kanaan,
Yeah.
Brazilian driver, and he's pretty old as well, so as long as they have fun, you know.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he's having fun, he's having good results, and that's everything that counts, right?
That's the important part. I think he's gone to GTE because the good drivers are in LMP.
I wouldn't agree on that. I mean, just look at Sven. All right, he's in the lead by
Sven
nearly 20
has
seconds.
gone here to win easier.
Okay, yeah.
Shots fired.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, anyways, Sven, if you ever listen to this, go to everyone, prove yourself. No, it's back to the racing, actually. Obviously, Constantin now has to defend Lorin Avicius right behind him. Tovidas Lorin Avicius, of course. And it's for P7 once again. And oh, wait. Oh, I just saw that wrong. I thought Auga was actually ahead of... Who's that Porsche in between them? Is that a lap car?
That's a lap car. I think that's Oscar versus Johnson because the Aston Martin doesn't work still.
No, it works fine.
Oh no, it's Matthias Bowman.
Exactly.
Well, then it is that.
No worries, happens. Stuff
Yeah,
happens.
right. I thought as well it was the bulk behind.
Yeah,
Auga,
exactly.
but pretty confusing, we must say. That's why you should enter your team and run your skin because it's pretty confusing to us. But you know. Anyways, Helicam for Sven. He's going as fast as the helicopter probably. Because he's 19 seconds adrift, well 20 now, 20 seconds adrift from Tanguy van de Wade, who won, well no, he didn't win, but he's pretty good, let's say like that.
I haven't had any practice beforehand though. He's just told that in the driver's briefing that he had actually absolutely no practice before because the race was slightly rescheduled beforehand. Not due to Corona, but due to other reasons of the server usage. Which actually didn't prove anything to help anyways. Here we are.
Yeah.
So sorry Tanky for screwing up your run, but here we are. Sven Galeholt actually in the lead in first in the FRA Sim Racing GTE Aston Martin Vantage IMR. That's a long name. But looks like he can claim the championship if it's.
And by the
like
way,
this.
one moment,
Yeah.
sorry. Max Verker has lost the lead, and we've missed it of course, but Max Verker has lost the lead of the LMP class.
Who's in the lead? Rogerson right now, right?
Rogerson, of course, it's Rogerson. Who else could it be?
Yeah, exactly. By the way, you can ask. Roger's an absolute machine behind the wheel. Absolutely crazy. Just like Sven, these guys are so quick.
Check if let me check if it was this lap, but I think it wasn't because they're 2/10 adrift. So it was last lap. It wasn't this lap, and one of the LMPs stopped in the grass. That must have been probably. Let me check. Maybe that was Kenneth Ragland. Kenneth Ragland stopped on the grass to let their fellow LMP1 drivers through. And it's Karinas versus Bijanko as well, so the bikes have come through again. They're a little bit far away, as Tom Rogerson says fastest lap.
Oh, that's a nice nightmare. So many LMP2s around the leaders right now, and then oh man, overlapping is such a hard time. Oh, Rogers nearly
very
taken out
close.
one of these. I think it was Teglas. It was, right? Yeah, sure it was.
Yeah, it was Teklas.
Oh man, so scary to be in the lead and you're approaching the LMP2 cars and have actually, yeah, right. I mean, you have slightly a clue where they're going because the cars are pretty similar. Of course, LMP being a little bit slower, but then again, you know, you never know what kind of other guy is behind the wheel. So everything could happen, and you have to prepare for that.
Yeah, let's talk very quickly about Mark Bosch, because he's on his debut and he's up into P4. He's doing reasonably well. And knowing he's in the same team as Kenneth Ragland, and well, it's a B team for Repsol Swinigo, basically, because it is.
Wait, is it?
Kind of. You know.
Because that's actually not allowed.
Well, their liveries look very
Okay, yeah,
similar
libraries
to
are the same. Gotta give you that. Okay, very interesting. I think Rise Control has something to look at.
Exactly. I didn't want to call it before because I thought you knew it, but they've also got one of the same sponsors, which is Warsteiner, which I don't think we're allowed to say because it's a beer. But, anyways,
True. True that. Anyways, okay, let's focus on Mark Barge and his performance right now. He's coming back to sim racing after a break of 3 years, I think, 2 or 3 years if I'm not wrong. And he's just back in the LMP class. He said he wanted to join this for fun. Hasn't been behind the wheel for quite a while, and he's actually in 4th, so quite impressive debut for him, of course. And also, gotta say, I don't want to say it too loud, but that Philip Holland is in 3rd, and he is coming the commentator's curse, is kind of surprising to me, honestly. But then again, yeah, Mike Barge in 4th on his debut, very good race craft apparently, and was able to work his way through the Chirinos and Bianco battle that's still going on right behind him.
They're still fighting, and I'm going to tell you one thing, if you don't know, but Bosch wouldn't be the first debut driver to finish 4th in Interlagos. You know who did it as well.
Was that you?
It was.
Oh,
Indeed.
hey, here we are.
But I earned less points, so I earned 12 points, and he's going to earn a little bit more. He's going to earn 13, so yeah.
Wait, that's 1 point more than you did. Okay, anyways, yeah, I mean, apparently it's a good debut track for, it's a good track for debuts, right?
And we've just cursed him because he's gone wide at 10-1, but, you know, not too much to worry about. 5 seconds as Vijanko goes through Kirinas. Literally, yes, but Kirinas is going to try and get the slipstream down to turn number 4. They've got, I think that's Otavi de Barros probably, getting a very good spectator seat. Oh, very late dive. That wasn't going to work anyways. And the rest of the LMP1 class, you've got Raglan in 7th, Gausitis, this is an LMP1, right?
Yes.
In 9th, well 8th for LMP1 class, but 9th overall. And then Vasquez, who has taken back that lap to Gausitis, and he's going to try... I think it wasn't pronounced Gausitis, but you know, I'm not perfect. And
no worries.
whoever is, please send me an email and, you know, tell me where you live, so there's nobody, no more perfect people. Anyways, Kirinas...
Yeah, anyways.
That sounded pretty creepy.
No worries. I think the LMP2 fight actually could be decided today as well. Right now, Carlos Ferraz is running in 2nd, but he's trying to, or he has to overtake Lucas Miranda in front, who is also, they are running right now in the same order as they finished in Sebring. So that would just increase the chances of Miranda winning the LMP2 class on his debut season.
Yeah, it would. Also missing today here in LMP2, Pablo Lopez.
Yeah, exactly. There's been a comment on our YouTube page about that. On our... Wait. Okay. Just give me a second. There's been a comment that actually he's having troubles with the game brought in by Carlos Cervala. Thank you very much about that. And yeah, big shame, because Lopez was actually running quite well in Sebring as well until he was basically exploded by the curb. Turn 1. The exit of turn 1. Okay,
yeah, we've also got some fans for Jesus Kirinos, which are just calling him bald. I don't know why they call him bald, but I don't know whether he's bald or not in real life, but he's down in 6th right now, and I think that's
not.
Bijanko is dealing with Teglas, I think that is. It was Teglas. And now Kirinas has to deal with Teglas, but Bosch is still way ahead. And we've got Sverker, who has fallen down 2.5 seconds behind Rogerson. Rogerson now leading the race. and it seems like he's not going to be stopped from here.
Yeah, 30 minutes done. Can you please give me a quick, or us, me and the viewers, of course, a quick run through the order we have right now?
Oh, what? I missed something. Oh yeah, well, we're going to switch to the GTs, right?
No, you can you give me a quick run through the order we have right after we finished the 30-minute mark?
Yeah, well, running order right now. Tom Rogerson leads with Max Verstappen second. Billy Boland for MPG, as well as Tom Rogerson, of course, in third. Was it Mike Bosch?
Yes.
Fourth. Running for German B Racing Team. Very good name. Nikola Vijanko in fifth for TVR. Then Jesus Kirinos, Kenneth Ragland, and Joe Gastitis in eighth. And we have Francisco Vasquez, the last of the running LMP1 cars, in ninth right now. Then Lucas Miranda, the first of the LMP2 cars. Carlos Frau in second for the LMP2 class. Alfie Bevan, Laszlo Teglas, Otavio Barros. And we've got two DNFs, which are Richard Wonders in the LMP2 C-Force Racing Team. And then Lor Resso. Richard Wonders made 11 laps of the race. Lor Resso made only 2.
Yeah, very unfortunate, but as you finish that, I will continue with the... sorry about the wording, but here we are. With the GTE order, Sven Gaylord is still leading now by 25 seconds ahead of Tonki van de Wege, which is not surprising at all, because Sven Gaylord is of course very dominant. Andre Reiter is still in third, but he's slowly but steadily being caught up by Martin Asugavicius, who's running in a very solid fourth place right now. Rafael de Bock has been able to defend his fifth ahead of Aurimas Auga, and Dovidas Launevicius was not able to keep up with Auga ahead. Saulius Launevicius now in eighth ahead of Julian Gins and Agustin Bustamante, who's dropped another 2 places since the last time we checked him. Anthony Rivera in the sole Ferrari in the field, ahead of Jonathan Sperto in 12th in the field in class, of course. Jonathan Holohan in 13th ahead of Oscar Evers Janssen, and Matthias Perlman unfortunately retired from the race already. So 15 cars in GTE done, and
we're going to keep with the GTE class though, because as many fights as there's been the LMP1 and LMP2 classes, we would fall asleep pretty quickly.
Actually, I think GTE is not that close either. Closest battle is for 6th right now between Auga and Dovidas Launevicius. I have to take everything back I just said, because it looks like Launevicius is actually the faster car out of these two Lithuanians, of course running for different teams.
Like Launevicius,
yeah.
And of course, let's remind the spectators, this wouldn't help the championship fight, because if Auri Masauka finishing 6th is already out of the fight, but finishing 7th is even outer.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's absolutely correct. Might not be the correct term, but here we are. Creating new words on the stream. English people notice that.
I know how to English pretty well, you know.
Yeah, really?
Well, I
my
doubt
English,
it.
like, I went to school and stuff, but hey, didn't learn anything about it. Anyways, Dovidas Launevicius trying to chase Auga, but looks like to me he's making a lot more mistakes. So Auga, the actually more consistent one out of these two, and yeah, very interesting to see if Launevicius is actually able to make a move against Auga and reclaim 6th. Or was he in 6th ever before? No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
Sorry about that. But anyways, Auga running a little bit wide. But then again, that enables him to break more into the turn and gain a little bit more speed around it. But still, as I said before, Launevicius, as we're running on board with him in P7, looks like to be the fast one out of these two. It's just a matter of time before Launevicius is able to overtake his fellow countrymen in front.
Yeah, he needs to keep it in the grey stuff though.
Yeah, I mean both of them. Auga, just as we just saw, basically blocking it into into the last corner, or which
Yeah,
is
the
last
block
breaking point.
corner.
Yeah, the block corner. But Interlagos, can you rename it, please? But then again, you can see Ogna running slightly defensive, so
Oh,
he
block
feels
gap
the
into
pressure.
turn number 1, into the center S's. And
Oh,
switch back,
Lawrence
round the
is
outside
overrun.
into the curve of the soul. Olga covers it. And that's a little bit of contact. I don't know whether that's going to be clean or not.
I mean, why did Laurinavicius go for the inside anyways? I mean, there was a car there, a big blue, black car, like you cannot even look ahead of it. It's like you can't oversee it.
They're still side by side. And is he going to try and move around the outside? Only turn 6 and 7 right-handers. Not.
Oh, Olga very good on the defensive line.
He keeps it ahead.
He has to. He has absolutely to keep it ahead.
Yeah,
If
he
wants
needs.
to stand
No,
a
he
chance.
doesn't only need that, but he also needs to go ahead of the block to avoid Sven climbing the championship today. But it doesn't seem like he's got the pace to do it.
I think, in all honesty, if I would be in the situation of, oh, the Laurinavicius is running very wide and nearly killing the camera, I think if I would be in the position of the Team Tempest Racing team owner, I would say, hey man, give the block fourth as long as Alga stays within the fight, because you know Le Mans is 2.4 hours. That's a very long race, and now Laurinavicius wants to have it. Oh, they touched on the breaking point. Laurinavicius to the inside, and I think he has it right now, but he can stick around the outside with the GT cars, and Alga on the curb. But here we are. Laurinavicius finally making it through. Can Alga make the switch back the slipstream into turn 4? They go. Laurinavicius on the defense. Auga looking to go around the outside. Can he break later than Laurinavicius? No, he cannot. Oh, yes, he can.
Oh,
but
from the outside.
yeah, but here we go. Not actually making it. Whew. I even had to
Very
bring
close,
some
but-
German into it.
You know, making it round the outside into turn number 4 in Interlagos. I've seen very few moves, but those always look amazing. This is a track where any move could look amazing.
Absolutely.
But Davidas has now made August's quest for the championship, if we can still call it like that, even harder.
Yeah,
It
but
doesn't
you can
seem
see-
like it's getting any easier though.
Absolutely not. But then again, Laurinavicius does look like he's struggling. It's very much. I think he's so much faster than Auga. But then again, he's making so many more mistakes. It's like if he's continuing like that, I don't think he can run away too far. And then again, it's all open once again.
Yeah, and I don't know if you could see it, but behind in the background, when going to the Glock corner, new name for it, and you can see it right now on the background. Oh no, that's not, that's Spengius. But Saulius is getting quicker. I think he's going to try and catch up. Well, he's 10 seconds adrift, but if he gets quicker... there was some time where he was quicker than Oremus and Davidas. If he does go quicker, he will catch up. Oremus is having probably the worst weekend possible. And not only that, he's going to get lapped by his championship rival.
Exactly. That's quite frustrating if you see like your main rival in the championship overlapping you. You know pretty much it's over. I know the feeling quite well. Gotta say, I've had that experience in the Nürburgring last year, and it wasn't quite pleasant, was it?
You know, I don't think we neither of us expected a championship to be wrapped up on the second round. You know, it's a 3-round championship. Okay, it's very short, so but you don't expect someone to claim. Oh, onto the grass has gone Davidas.
He's leaving a door open for Auga. He's smelling his chance. He's trying so eager to get back, but it unfortunately doesn't have the pace right now.
Yeah. And as I was saying, yeah, you don't expect anyone to claim a championship this quick. And,
Exactly.
well, I mean, Le Mans, if Le Mans had a different point system, it wouldn't be.
Yeah, exactly. I think something to address for the future as Auga tries to go around the outside. Around the outside of turn 1, that always is so good. But Auga once again running on the sausage curb that will surely ruin all of his chances.
Yeah, going to
Unfortunately.
trying to make a move down the seat of the Lago. Again, on the slipstream, from the inside, he shows the nose, doesn't put it ahead.
So much more corner speed though.
Yeah, he does. He has more confidence. It looks like he's skipping it on the great stuff, as I said before. Dovidas isn't. Dovidas is making some more mistakes, but Dovidas is quicker, and that's what's looking like. It's raining right now. The quicker you are, the better you will be, as long as you make little mistakes. And Dovidas is not making little mistakes, but since he's got past, he has made those little mistakes that you are allowed to do.
But then again, perhaps Auga, he's also seeing the blue flag right now for his championship rival. I think Auga perhaps just realizes where he can be a little bit quicker and learning from the quick car ahead. And he's trying to keep it up as long as he can. I mean, getting overlapped by a championship rival, okay, one thing, but to keep in the championship fight as itself is like the more important thing. You don't have to worry about race results. Of course, being in a better position would certainly help him, but then again, as long as he can keep the dream alive, he will certainly go for it, I think.
Oh, wide goes Auga. And I don't know, I'd use my championship rival. I think he's going to try and do it right now. I'd use him to try and lap Dovidas. In that way, slow him down and try to get past contact. Oh! They've made contact. Auga wasn't letting Sven past. And I don't know whether that's going to be really damaged, but that was pretty harsh, you know. It wasn't the cleanest of crashes, but it wasn't that hurt. It didn't hurt that much to the car, did it?
I hope not, but certainly it didn't help either. Certainly did not. I mean, just look at the gap. Like, this is quite a big way ahead right now. More than 2 seconds, I think. More than 4 seconds.
4.5 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't help. I mean, but then again, as you said before, who would have thought that someone claimed the championship in round 2? But then again, who would have thought that Arimas Auga, who's not been racing in the second half of 2019 at IVRC, would have some proper run for the championship, right?
Exactly.
And it could have been really interesting as well, because he was running in second in Sebring until he's disconnected like 6 minutes to go. With 6 minutes to go. Absolutely crazy how some of these events can turn around so quickly in a short championship like this.
I'm just going to tell you that we're saying that Sven is going to claim the championship, but until the checkered flag's out, it's not official. Maybe he has a bigger crash, he has to DNF, he has to lose a position. It's just what is happening right now as the positions are, but it could DNF, he could have problems. Did you imagine Sven having to win because of that problem? Because right now, you know, if it finishes like it is, they're out of contention, Sven's the champion, but if not, Sven DNF and everyone gets a place ahead.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he's around 6 points behind. Yeah, he's 6 points behind Auga.
But then again, right now, he played more than half of the distance, so he will get points anyways. He will get 2 points at this point because we dropped probably down to P14, which is still worth it, 2 points.
So he'll be 4 points behind, but he would have also Van de Wege, I think it is pronounced.
Actually,
he would have
Van de Wege, but yeah, no worries.
Well, Van de Wege. He will have him 2 points behind as well, because he will get 25.
So in terms of the championship standing, Sven, can you please stop the car? No, sorry. I don't want to wish him any bad luck. Hell no, because he would absolutely deserve it after a stunning drive at Sebring, after another brilliant drive so far here right now today. Would absolutely be a deserved GTE winner.
Let me switch. We're going to switch very quickly to LMP1 because Philip Boland has got ahead of Max Verker.
Oh, he did!
Max Verker. Now they're going to switching positions again because Verker is because Boland has gone wide. Sorry, And I don't know whether this is going to be... Well, Berlin helping Zwerke would be very strange.
They made their pit stops. I mean,
Sorry,
they
what?
had to, right? They had to make their pit stops already.
They
because
have made some
usually
pit stops already, because I saw Ragland pitting, but I'm checking if there's any kind of fight, but there isn't.
That's
Anyways,
very odd.
this is Rogerson in the lead on his own.
Wait, where
keeping
did
it smooth.
Lucas Miranda go? Oh, he's still there. Okay, sorry, I just didn't see him in the list. Like I was slightly confused to see Lucas Miranda not appearing in my list, but here he is, still leading the LMP2 class.
Yeah, he's
That's
still
good news
leading.
for him.
He's still leading, and pretty clearly Vasquez has DNF'd. What a surprise, because he's never DNF'd at all. And yeah, we're switching back to the fight, if there's any fights still, because Berke has gone pretty much ahead. Here he is, Zwerke, Voland, keeping the fight alive. Nicole Vijanko in fourth, then Bajun fifth. We're through the halfway stage in LMP. We were through as well in GTE. As Vengelhood goes through one of the lap cars, that was Agustin Bustamante. And we also have Andre later, Martinez Dugalavicius and Rafael de Bock, very close between them all. Then Dovidus Auga is very far behind, but there could be a fight for P3 very soon, indeed. Martinez, who seems that like he's pitting next lap, and De Bock, who might not be pitting this lap. He doesn't have the sign to pit. Still got Dovidus and Saulius. Oh, Saulius, right, Auga has pitted. So Aramis Auga into the pits. Past the 15 minutes mark. You know, these two teammates, both brothers, and they're still giving it a go. We're going to try and get ahead of Aramis Auga both, and who knows where Aramis Auga is going to be able to come back. Vengelhood right behind this fight for third, because it is unrelated, because versus Dugalavicius versus De Bock, and Dugalavicius, it seems like he's going to pit this lap. He is indeed, and I don't know whether Unrelated hasn't pitted. And De Bock hasn't pitted either. So I think now you can see Julian Gines as well. Julian Gines or Julian Gines or Julian, number 15.
Aren't you supposed to know the exact pronunciation of that name, because it's Colombian?
Well, there's no such surname in Spain, so I don't know.
But it's Spanish.
Well, Gines, but
Yes, okay.
that sounds very weird in English.
I mean, yeah, every one of your names sounds weird in English, but then again, just, yeah.
Any of my surnames is weirder than most of the surnames here, though.
Yeah, right. I have to speak. I have to run my mouth as a German. Anyways.
No, please don't.
Yeah, sorry. Anyways, sorry. Just have to quickly check on Dugalavicius for his pit stop, because it's gonna be very interesting if he is coming back onto the track, surely ahead of him, but if there's anyone around him, because Delara didn't pit either, and he's will definitely be one of these guys who Dugalavicius has to overtake for a good result today, later on, unless of course Delara goes for the pits in the next few laps, because he's just 4 seconds ahead.
So right now, everybody is lap down in the GTE class, except for Van de Veen. Well, I don't, well, Van de
Yeah,
Veen.
no worries.
And
Yeah, you got it right, nice.
Sven, the leader. I got it right. We
Absolutely.
need to celebrate then. Oh, and someone's gone very wide. I think that was Agustin Bustamante.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yes, he's now through P3. There was a fight for P3 between Andre Leder and Rafael de Bock with Jugelovicius between them, but it seems like after Jugelovicius has pitted, the fight is not there anymore. It's not many fights today.
Yeah, I think it's coming together at the very
Also,
end. It's
Auge also pitted, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. I think the fights will come back to once we saw all the pit stops happening and everyone's basically going for the final run to the finish line. That's what is quite usual in GTE class for whatever reason. The middle part of the race is super boring, and then again at the end it's like, where the hell did everyone come from? And you're suddenly finding yourself in a big pack, which is very interesting to see.
I'm checking the LMP classes, and it doesn't seem like there's any fights either. But Sverker and Bolan are kind of close, but you know, that's pretty much it. They're 2 seconds apart, and that's the smallest gap between anybody.
Big shame, gotta say, because the LMP2 class was super interesting. Who was commented by you and John McDonald, of course, in Sebring. It was absolutely fascinating to see how you guys were able to enjoy it. Oh, there was someone running very wide in the GT class once again. I think it was Lighty in third, right?
Yeah.
He's still. I just saw it on the live stream because I was checking back the feed, and Lighty is actually, dropping back a little bit more into the front of the Porsche right behind him.
Yeah, he's dropping back into the block. He's
Exactly.
dropping back.
Yeah, the bot will be absolutely pleased to see that. I mean, also one of these guys who has been running in the 6 hours of Daytona race at IVRC before in wasn't it February or January? Actually, it doesn't matter. But he hasn't been running ever since, and he is now returning to IVRC to deliver a good show. Basically, same story goes for Lighty, who had 2 appearances last year in the WEC, and is now trying to hold on to the podium position, I think, as long as possible.
Yeah, and after this, of course, after we finish Interlagos, after we do Le Mans, reminder everyone, we're going over the sea. We're going over the ocean. We're going to America for the American Endurance Championship, and we hope that the rivalries that are made here stay there.
Oh, they certainly will. Believe me, they certainly will. DPI and LMP2s will be such an interesting class to watch. Although I gotta say it's unsure yet if the LMP2 is gonna be run. Oh, Lighty also running very wide. So actually we're gonna running wide once again, but will surely open up the gap for the Brock, who's also eager to get onto the podium for today. Well, there's a car smoking quite a lot ahead. I think that was just a locked up tire from Auga. This has been in one of the Team Tempest racing Porsches. Anyways, LMP2 class, unsure if ran yet, but will be decided just beforehand the season will start. So, not just beforehand, but right in time before the season starts, right? And of course, bring in also not only the GTLM cars, which are basically GTEs, but also the GTDs, which are GT3 cars. Very confusing indeed. But here we are, 4 different classes, most likely to be run in the American Endurance Championship, and it's going to be a super interesting season to watch for sure. And everyone will enjoy that around the all classics of American circuits.
Oh,
the block late,
down the inside.
Yeah,
Very deep, very late as well, and very far apart.
Back. Can he make
And around
it
the outside, he's going to try to make a move like Verstappen did back in 2016. Ooh. That wasn't a wet though. It isn't wet today. It won't be wet because Automobilista doesn't have wet weather. But yeah, Andre later keeps ahead.
Oh, that De Bock will not be happy about that, about Leiter running wide after late braking and trying to defend himself. But yeah, race control won't be too happy about that either. But then again, we will look at that, of course, all after the race. And
oh, down the inside has gone, and he's taken justice on his hand.
Yeah, he did.
And that will be looked as well. One didn't behave well, the other is not behaving well either. And someone's playing bumper cars today.
That's certainly one way to get your opponent out of the way. And Leiter, of course, not happy about that at all. He's absolutely furious.
What a shame we don't have team radio here.
I don't think we could have broadcasted that anyways.
Yeah, probably not. But, you know, it's a change of position. It was a long time since there was one drag here in the GTE class. As by the way, Oscar vs. Jansen, or FRA, has also DNF'd.
Oh, absolute shame. No. I've been going further, but then again he claims the points for P14, which are 2 points, which just helps once again Sven Gehlhut, because he won't drop another further position if he would DNF at any point during the remainder of the race. Anyways, I was about to say that Bock is running wide. That was not what I wanted to say, but here we are. De Bock, yeah, early race control will look at that move either. And as you said before, someone's playing bumper cars, but then again, GT is not known for being the easiest class on overtaking. Fights are quite harsh in that, and that's represented by the drivers very well as well today. Not only today, but also in general. And yeah, if you want to be good in GTE, you also have to be good at fighting. And De Bock somehow, you can discuss about it, you can say he was a little bit too harsh, but for now it helps him on track. That's exactly the only thing that matters.
Yeah, he was a little bit too aggressive, I would say, on my side. But you know, he got through, and now it's time for the stewards to judge after the race. And David as Larinavish has got very close.
Absolutely on point, this guy. If he stopped his mistakes,
his teammate wasn't brass though.
Exactly. Just as we speak about it. But if he stops making mistakes, he's so quick. It's absolutely astonishing. Let me check the times while you take us through another small gap in the lap.
Yeah, because now down the inside, I was going to say, down the hill, the little hill that is, into turn number 4, he's getting every corner, he's a little bit closer. But, wait, no, he's not lapped, sorry. I'm getting confused because of the timing tower here. 8/10 separate Leiter and Larinavish. And onto the boring part of the circuit, this snaily section, he can get very close there. He's very quick at this part, I think.
Is it boring or is it technical? Just want to ask. Anyways, you know what's
technical, snaily, boring.
Okay,
whatever you want.
Gotta give you that. Last lap around, Larinavish was more than a second faster than Leiter ahead. Also, his best time is more than a second faster than Leiter just ahead. So yeah, there's a fight coming up as long as Larinavish can keep it safe, and it's already on my screen as you can see. Whoa, what the hell?
Into the wall. I don't know if you can check though, but has Leiter pitted or?
That might be the point.
No, he's got to pit actually. He's going to pit this lap.
Oh, that would be super unfortunate if it does have any tire damage. Then again, did Larinavish pit?
I don't know either, right?
I think
I know Auga has pitted, and both Team Tempest cars have
exactly.
pitted,
I think only these guys have pitted. Then again, look at Larinavish. He's so much faster. Jesus.
Yeah, he's lightning quick. And Rafael De Bock has got the headlights on.
Right, exactly.
Is that even legal?
Exactly. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Where's this? Like, someone should tell him to turn them off.
I mean, it's fine. Just looks a little bit weird on our cameras, gotta say. But okay, He wants to keep his light on. Perhaps
Is
he's
it,
going
is
to
it
go-
legal though? Is it
Yeah, sure.
absolutely legal?
Absolutely, it is.
I thought it wasn't, but you know, I think he's turned them off right now. I think. I'm not sure. Oh no, he hasn't. Of course not.
Yeah.
Now, I wasn't expecting something like that to happen though. And by the way, I think Sven's pitting. Yeah,
Oh,
indeed.
finally. Yeah.
Gab was dropping, and it was either him DNFing or pitting, and he was pitting. Now it is time for Tammy Van de Wege to take the lead, because it seems like he's not moving quick enough. Like, he has to pit for the fuel. We've gone past the hour mark in both races now. So we're going to quickly check. Can you please check the GTE order for us, Constantin?
Yes, I will surely do. Tanguy van de Wege, sorry, leading the race in first right now, but he will go to the pit at any point. So he will drop behind Sven Gaylood, who's exiting the pits right now, in second for FRA Sim Racing GTE in the Aston Martin. Rafael de Bock is in a discussable third with the headlights on, but he will stay there for the moment in the Virin of Mazut cars. One of these, of course. He has to go to the pits as well, as Dovidas Launevicius was running in a very strong form, I've got to say. Andre Leite, who's also been in the pits, just exited right now in fifth currently, but then again he's been fighting with the two cars ahead. So yeah, that position will surely clear itself out after the pit stops have been made. Oh, there's the car very off in the background. He's been in sixth and he's been in fourth, and he's now dropped down to sixth because of the pit stops, and he's been running very wide, but it looks like he can continue undamaged, does he? Looks a little bit weird, this car is behaving.
Does look a little bit damaged, but
yeah. We'll come back to that in a second, because Saulius Launevicius is in seventh, ahead of Auremas Auga, Augustin Bustamante, who's been running in third and has now dropped down to ninth, unfortunately. Julian Jins, his teammate, is in 10th, ahead of Anthony Lara in 11th, and Jonatas Berto in 12th, sorry for pronouncing that name wrong, ahead of Jonathan Holohan. We have lost, unfortunately, Oscar Evers Janssen in the other FRA car, and Matthias Pullman, who has been also racing for Virin of Mazut has also dropped out of existence or of the race. Beforehand.
Let me quickly check. I'm getting a little confused.
Jose, please, go ahead.
Oh, what's happened? Oh, something. Okay. We're going to check the LMPs though. Tom Rogerson leads 24 seconds ahead of Max Verker. Then we have Philip Boland 3 seconds behind the other German, and Vijanko in fourth. Then Mike Bosch on his debut in fifth. Jesus Kirinos, then Joe Causitis, Kenneth Ragland, and we had Francisco Vasquez behind. He's not anymore, he's DNF'd, and Lorenzo, that's the LMP1 class. But we have Lucas Miranda leading the LMP2 class with Carlos Frau behind, Otavio de Barros pitting, Laszlo Tegles, and then out of the race as well, Alfie Bevan and Richard Wonders for the LMP2 class.
Yeah, very high attrition rate in the LMP2 class, gotta say, but as I said before, we've seen a brilliant race at Sebring in the LMP2 class, especially in the closing stages where it was ever so exciting. Can't always be, but I'm absolutely sure that in Le Mans it will be even more of a crazy good fight for the LMP2 class. Yeah,
we hope it will. And Le Mans, that straight, Le Mans with that straight and this cast, it will be crazy. And imagine if we could host it on the same server with GTE. It will be pretty crazy though, but you know.
As someone who's been driving the GTEs last year, I gotta say it's actually a bit scary. If you have an LMP blasting past your side at 360 or more, or 370 kilometers per hour, you do gain some respect, right? It's not fear. It's like, yeah, you just have a lot of respect for these guys driving the LMP1 so well, like Tom Rogerson does, or Max Strecker, of course. and you also are grateful for every time you don't get caught by the LMP, because it will accelerate your car straight into the void, basically. Yeah, that's the main thing about the speed difference. But then again, it's a somewhat realistic representation of everything we saw in the past few years in LMP and GTE, and just shows you how crazy the actual Le Mans race is in real life.
Yeah, pretty much. Very crazy it would be with the 30 cars today. We have 30 cars running. Well, we had 30 entries participating today, which I think is a record.
I think it's 31, which is also a record. Yeah, but you're absolutely right. 31 cars overall across 2 servers, unfortunately. Surely we'll look into that to fix that, to get all these cars into one server for the upcoming 2.4 hours of Le Mans race, which is certainly not only the WEC highlight, but one of the IVRC highlights in general. And yeah, hoping to get everything fixed right in time for the season ending, for the season finale in Le Mans. In, I think 4 weeks' time it is.
4 weeks. That's quite a lot of time. It was 4 weeks again for this race between Sebring and today. Not as much time between all the series. You know, next week we have 2 races. We have to remind everyone. Next we have Turagua for the LTCC Championship, and also the opening round of the Open Wheel Championship, which was going to be held at St. Petersburg. It's now going to be held at the Watkins Glen circuit.
Absolutely, and yeah, I think it has been quite a sensible decision to change Watkins Glen, to Watkins Glen in the OWC. But yeah, let's focus on the WEC, which we're watching right now. Thing is, we wanted to go for 5 races originally. Have a race every other week, but then realized that it's going to be a very tough schedule, not only for us as admins, but also for the drivers, a very exhausting one as well. Yeah. So we decided to have
the flags and everything.
Exactly. Like we thought it would be better to just run another race every month like we did last year. Of course, that results in less races, but then again, hopefully better races. And we've seen so much great action in Sebring, and also today across all positions, and it's been absolutely interesting to see how the races can develop at some point. Of course, LMP1 class, LMP2 class are perhaps disagreeing with me, but then again, it's great to see that so many people are around willing to put their time into stuff we organize. And gotta say, hats off to everyone who's committing their time, and also gotta be thankful for that. And glad that everyone's enjoying basically our product. I do sound like a salesman right now, do I? Then again,
you do.
Yeah, thank you. I hope you would disagree. Anyways, yeah, as I said before,
we're not getting much spectators today though, because there's that virtual race for the Australian Grand Prix, which Jean-Eric Verne has organized.
Oh, is it today? Okay, I didn't.
Yeah, it's happening right now.
Actually. But then again, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, it is actually until Le Mans. I'm quite sure we don't have any real-life Formula 1 race, virtual Formula 1 race getting in conflict with that, so everyone can rejoin us for some good Le Mans action.
Actually, yeah, and also next Saturday, we hope to get as many spectators as we did for the TCC in Curitiba. It's been 2 races in a row on Brazil, which means we haven't had to move too much.
We are for the second round in Turagua, which is in Venezuela. Sorry to correct you on that. Or did you speak about last Saturday?
No, I was speaking about last week.
Ah, okay, sorry, got you wrong on that. Oops.
Yeah, you didn't understand me. Next
Yeah, I
week,
should
yeah,
stop
we're
drinking
racing
some
in
beers, right?
Interlagos, Venezuela, track which I've never ever seen. But, you know, it happened the same to me with Curitiba. I had to learn the corner numbers on the way, on the flight there, and
You were too
was-
young. Are you too young for the WTCC to race in Curitiba? Because on race 07, that's basically like the first track you ever drive. Because it's
yeah,
the first one.
I
It
don't,
was the first one in Canada.
I know what the Race 07 game is. I haven't ever touched
Okay.
it, so.
Okay, yeah, you missed out on something, gotta say, because it's a very good simulation for touring cars. But let's go back to the action we see on screen right now. Because as much as Race 07 is a good simulator, the GTE field is just a good simulation of the real life GT as well. We can see
It is.
Porsches all around, and just some Aston Martin leading though, for whatever reason. If we count up, oh, Saulius, oh, he can save it. He's
Just put
saved
it. Just put it out. I put it on spots.
I think he dropped a little bit of, yeah, he might have laid down a brown marker in his pants right there. Like, I would have not been so relaxed like he appears to be right now, and if I would have been in his position. Like, these cars are like freaking fast tanks. They are super heavy. They are super. They have super. Yeah, much of horsepower. Add too much, perhaps. Let's put it like this, and not enough downforce to actually keep it on the road with a lot of grip. So cornering speed is quite low, and once you get loose, you tend to lose it completely. But Saulius made it very well to keep the car on track, or at least keep it in a straight line. Continues the race in 7th.
Continuous race indeed, and Aurora Sauga has fallen down to 8th. The championship fight is completely over if it finishes like this.
Yeah, bad news for Lithuania.
Yeah, Lithuania is having a very good championship though. If we add all the points from Lithuania, they win the championship.
Yeah, easily. I mean, there's no other country that's represented so well. Gotta say though, Aurimas Auga, in all honesty, it looks like he's lacking a lot of speed today, but I don't think he had enough practice for that. And if he could have been a lot more quicker, which is very unfortunate. He's been the rookie winner of the TCC 2019 season, so he definitely proved his point already, and I think he could have been a good challenger for for at least some good podiums and even having a good shot at the title, just like how Sebring went. But unfortunately today, either it's not his day or he's lacking a little bit of practice, but you know, stuff like that can happen. Unfortunate to drop out of the championship fight like this, but again, he has to keep the head down, and there's still 2.4 hours of Le Mans to win.
2.4 hours, which is worth 144 minutes, is it?
Yes, exactly.
Too long of a race to not get some coffee or get some Coke or something. Coke, not anything else. No.
Yeah. You mean the one in bottles, not the white powder, right? Was that unfunny? Okay, sorry. Sorry that I tried to make the joke.
Yeah, I didn't even understand it properly.
Yeah, Coke, like, you have either the drug or the drink. Like cocaine.
Anyways.
Okay, let's continue. Never mind, sorry.
We apologize for this German person who is pretty much not in a very weird status right now. He's not drunk, of course not.
Excuse me, I'm absolutely drunk. No, wait.
So if you could keep up a moment, please.
Yeah, sure. I think I can finish the race quite well. We see an orange car right here. No, sorry. 12 minutes to go. I think drivers are probably a little bit endured at this point, and mistakes are more than frequent. Unless, of course, you are Sven Gelo, who's been to be running in ease at front. However, the gap has calmed down a little bit after the pit stops. But I think it's nothing Galo is absolutely worrying about at all, because it's still approximately 28 seconds by the time I'm talking.
One moment we haven't noticed, Julian Jones and Jonathan Verto have DNF'd.
Oh yeah, they did. Well, so even if Sven Galo is DNFing right now, he's still going to be champion. In other words. So, yeah, bad news for Auga in any way. No, wait, what are my math? Okay, I should stop commentating right here at this point. Anyways, as I said before, Sven Galo not impressed at all by all of that. He's just in the lead, doing everything he can for winning the championship, and if Auga finishes in 5th or lower, in 6th or lower, he will not be able in the to win the championship anymore, which automatically makes Sven Galo the champion of the 2020 WCG championship.
Oh, and Andre's lady has spun.
Yes, exactly.
That's the block ahead. I think he was ahead already, but even more ahead. And Dovides is still in 3rd.
Absolutely crazy. Where does this guy picking his speed from? Did he make a pit stop? Wait. Did he make a pit stop? He had to, right? Like, there's no chance he didn't do a pit stop right now at this point. Okay, Live Racers doesn't tell me anything about it, unfortunately.
Van Gilhood's leading there. And he's got 30 seconds. Everyone's a lap behind the top 2. These 2 guys are very dominant indeed. It's a shame Town Guy didn't appear in Sebring. Very wide he goes down, though. It's a big shame, because he could give the fight. He could keep the fight alive.
Absolutely. I think under perfect circumstances he could have easily picked with kept with Sven Galo, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm going to quickly check the LMP classes.
Oh, wait. Andre Leiter DNF'd. He just DNF'd like a few seconds ago. What happened here? We are in the replay right now.
Did he crash? Did he spin round?
Oh no!
Very heavy crash.
Very heavy crash, but that usually doesn't take a GTE car out of the race. Oh man, what kind of bad luck could happen to you if you crash out like that? But then again, racing for more than 1 hour and 20 minutes right now, so perhaps his tires are basically done at this point, so he decided to better stop.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it's a very tough race for Andrea. He was having a very good race.
Then again, that promotes Jurgelevicius back into 5th, who has been running in 4th right before pit stops, and he's having to defend from fellow countryman Saulius Laudinavicius, who's in 6th and ever so a little bit gaining every lap. So
I'm going to check again though the LMP classes quickly, because
yes, please go ahead.
I think there's been some pit stops because Philippe is 40 seconds behind Sverker, who is 27 seconds behind Tom Roderson, race leader. And let me check everyone, because if there's some kind of fight, it will get better. But no, there's no fights. Everyone's running on their own.
Yeah.
And right now, I think it is. Vijanko is pretty much in 4th. Also, nowhere. Bosch and the Histabi nowhere. Arenas nowhere. Everyone's on his no man's land, we should call it. Joe Gausitz is he has turned on the lights. Seems like he can't see much. Oh, sorry. And yeah, pretty much it. So I think the only fight we have on the whole race between both servers is Saulius Laudinavicius versus Martinez Jurgelevicius.
And this is a fight for 5th in the GTE class on the GTE server, of course. Very interesting to say. Laurevicius was able to catch more than a second, I think, in the last lap. Was it? Yeah, not exactly. I think it was 8/10, right?
Yeah. By the way, quick check also on this because I'm checking the standings as well. It would be Saulius would be ahead of Martinez, 5 points because Martinez was 5th, and Saulius was 3rd. So it was 5 points apart. It's because Martinez will score 11. No, sorry, not 6, but 4. 22 points for Martinez, 26 for Saulius. If they finish like this, I think.
Well, this is not only important for the race position, but also for the championship finishing position. Very interesting, and yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of Lithuanian swearing going on right after the race, anyways. Not only from all of these guys involved, but especially from Team Tempest Racing, as soon as they realized that Auga was, basically dropping out of the championship fight after this. Then again, I think they know already.
By the way, some reports. Matthias Bowman says, wasn't it supposed to be a rolling start? So the GTE class started with a standing start, it seems.
Wait. There was a safety car ahead, right?
No, because when we were watching, the race had already started.
Yeah, you're right.
And Jonas Esberto claiming that a lot of people were cutting corners. Also,
the discussion's already going on. Okay. Well, business as usual.
Richard Wonders, steering wheel issues, and Francisco Vasquez didn't want to be loaded. Which is something strange because everyone has had their fuel loaded. You just need to hire some good mechanics.
But then again, he's driving for perhaps one of the best teams in the series, so that doesn't count, does it?
Yeah, I think Automobilista issues. By the way, I'm checking the gaps. I think they've pitted again, the LMP1s, because right now Rogerson is only 21 seconds ahead.
Ooh, that sounds more like an issue for me, though. Like Rogerson is trying to slow down a bit.
No, but not only that, but also Voland is now 30 seconds behind Rogerson, 9 seconds behind Sverka. So
wait. Yeah, you might be right. Exactly, because last lap around, like, my standings are telling me that Voland is very close to Sverka actually, and Rogerson just had a 1:52 for the last lap, so either there's been a major issue, but then again, Rogerson dropping the fastest lap right now.
Yeah, of course he is.
Not actually, he is, of course. Sverka is only 71 thousandths behind in terms
and
of
also very close between Saulius and Jurgelavicius. They're fighting for 5th.
Laurevicius already overtook Jurgelavicius for 5th.
Yeah, I didn't notice that one, but our head is now Laurevicius, and Jurgelavicius is going to try and get the position back. 3 minutes and a half remaining. Of course, they need positions right now. Very close on the back, right on the rear wing of the other Porsche. A lot of Porsches here. Very close. He's going to try and go around the outside. He's not. He's cleared around the inside. He's going to try and launch a move down the inside into the center S. He spins it round. No, he controls it. He almost lost it on the back. But it doesn't seem like Martinez is going to get ahead of Saulius like that. And I think there were some weird moves by Saulius on the main straight. We're going to watch the replay. But I think... No, it wasn't weird moves from Saulius. It was a lot of weaving from Martinez, which made me think it was Saulius weaving. But yeah,
okay. So... we are watching. We will see the GTE cars finishing actually ahead of the LMP cars. Sorry, because the GTE race apparently started a little bit earlier. Very odd,
around 2 minutes. Minute and a half, 2 minutes probably. Yeah, 2 minutes.
So we will be able to catch both of the finishes.
That's great.
That's correct. Nice. Perfect. Thank you.
Martinez has fallen off a bit. I think the spin has made some damage to the rear tires. Maybe he's not getting enough traction out of the corners now to catch up.
Absolutely. Just by looking by the way the car is acting on the road, it's like his tires are absolutely done, and it's fair enough. It's the end of the race. The tires are allowed to be absolutely done. So, while Laurentius apparently looks like he's going a little bit slower than before. But
we've got some radio from Martinez. My tires are dead, Bono.
I mean, if he got better off as a race engineer, kudos to him.
Well, we hope he doesn't, because he might not understand what Lithuanian is like.
Okay, yeah, you just drink a lot of alcohol. Then try to speak Russian.
No, that's German. That's Germany.
No, we are drinking a lot of alcohol and try to speak English. That's our way of doing it. That's the German way.
That's right.
Okay, let's keep it on racing.
Van Gilhood leading, less than 1 minute remaining. Those 40 seconds of lead are going to get. By the way, is this our Masauga or is this No, this is Martinez. This is Martinez Jurgalavicius.
No, wait. Is it number 6?
It's Jurgalavicius. Jurgalavicius.
You're right. Sorry.
Number, because of the number of the car.
And
that
actually
number 6.
The mirrors. Auga has black mirrors and Auga has black mirrors and Jurgalavicius has yellow mirrors.
No, but I saw the number because I was number 4. And
I think I'm just alcohol blind at this point.
Probably. Wonder why. Anyways, Sven is going to start probably final lap or not. I don't know. The game decides.
Usually it's when the leading cars in the last sector when the times run out, it adds another lap, so most likely not in this case.
It probably won't, but who knows?
Yeah.
No,
just
it
on
doesn't,
the top.
so it's actually lap 60 out of 60. Well, lap 60, but 61 laps it says. I'm actually confused. But it's the final lap.
It's counting
Interlagos. I'm going to check in with the fellow LMP mates who are not finishing yet. They have 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining. But we're going to see first Sven Gilhood crossing the start-finish line. Sven Gilhood has been leading from the start. He's only lost the lead when the pit stops happened halfway through the race, and it was Tanguy van de Weide who took the lead briefly. Round the final real corner he goes. He's going to lap another car. I think that is Saulius Laurentius.
Yes.
And up the hill, turning on the final corners, flat out, of course they are, into the pit straight. Sven Gilhood wins the GTE class race in Interlagos, and with it wins the GTE Championship in the WEC 2020 season.
Absolutely, hats off to him. But let's quickly switch to the LMP class because we want to see these guys finish as well.
Yeah, let me. I mean, as fast as the computer lets me switch, I'll do it. But
we'll get there. But then again,
we'll get there. Yeah, I hope not too late. But of course, 40 seconds remaining. Okay, this is Tom Rogerson.
You've done very well.
We're going to get to 71 laps, which is actually a full Formula 1 race. Amazing. In 90 minutes.
Yeah, that shows how much quicker Formula 1 is at this point. Like, it's absolutely... No, wait, actually, it's the same pace, right? Formula 1 also runs...
Well, it's a little bit slower. Well, these lap times have been really quick, but right now I think the quickest lap time is a 1:10 from a Formula 1, so 1:14 I think it was the fastest lap on the race.
Yeah,
pretty
not
good.
Very off, and I think that's actually this actual amount of pace the Toyotas were running in last time they were around Interlagos. So yeah.
Yeah. Also,
This
final
got
lap.
better.
It says lap
Yep.
60. It says lap 66.
Huh.
Strange.
Okay. Perhaps
But
that's the
rounding the
LMP2
final
range.
corners, here we see also Max Verka, who's second. Well, it says like that Philip has finished already.
No. That's just an issue in the timing. Don't
Oh,
let
well.
yourself get
Anyways,
confused with that.
also in the final corner, final few corners for Tom Rogerson. We'll wait for the penalties though. We've claimed probably, maybe we've claimed the championship as well. Too early for Sven, but waiting for the penalties. Tom Rogerson wins in Interlagos, and if he does, if he finishes like this, and with Mark second, it will be at the deciding finale at Le Mans, because they will be on what is it, 45 points each.
Yes, exactly. At least they will be absolutely equal on points. That just shows how close LMP1 can be. Oh, there's been a collision going on in the one of the LMP2 cars, but that doesn't matter because Tom Rogerson just won. Absolutely brilliant drive. Kudos, hats off to him. Also to I think Lucas Miranda, who just won in LMP2 again, and just
He's done it.
Yeah, exactly. Manifesting how good he is in LMP2.
And Carlos has finished second, which means we've also got a finale for the LMP2 championship, but they're 10 points apart, and Carlos needs a miracle pretty much, because Lucas's pace is amazing.
Lucas's pace is amazing, but then again, Carlos was slightly hindered by not actually participating in the qualifying. So yeah.
Some donuts, home soil, home win, donuts for the home fans.
Yeah, nice one. You can see drivers celebrating the victories, and that's exactly how we wanted to see that. It was a great evening so far. I hope we can catch some guys for interviews. Especially the race winners. But Sven Gaylord has already left. Brilliant. Tom Rogerson doesn't
That's
answer
great.
me. Yeah, right.
We'll try to catch
okay.
Tom.
Tom doesn't have his microphone on, so I don't think he has a microphone anyways. I'm trying to get at least Lucas Miranda into one of these interviews, but then again, let's briefly recap the race while we are waiting. Your thoughts, especially on the LMP1 class.
Going to be available though.
Okay. Sorry?
Tom available after all. We're checking.
No, sorry. I was asking you about your thoughts, especially in the LMP1 class. About the race in general.
Yeah, it took Tom some time to take the lead. It took him a while, but since he got in the lead, spot on. He just blasted off.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so as well. Interesting to see that Tom was struggling so much to get past Sverker, but once he did, he was absolutely out in the lead. LMP2 was quite straight, a start-finish line victory for Lucas Miranda, and GTE was pretty much the same, and especially with Sven Gaylord winning the championship. Was very interesting to see, and I don't think we will see any of these race winners. Unfortunately for a race winners interview, but that means we can go off to drink even more beer in my case. And
isn't anyone going to get interviewed?
Wait! We have Lucas Miranda.
Yeah, indeed. I've asked him, and I think he can. Well, let's try to move him.
Yeah, we have him up for the interview, and it's your part to get us going.
User was moved to your channel.
Hey Lucas, congratulations on the win.
Thanks, man. Wow, what a race. I feel sorry about Pedro that got disconnected right before the start, man. That was terrible for him.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you. Well, I'm going to ask you. How do you feel going into Le Mans? Because you have to think about Le Mans, which is in 5 weeks' time. I think you said, Stan. And you've got the championship lead. You've got 50 points. You've got Carlos Frau behind with 40. So it's 10 points. It's not that much of a gap. But maybe he can try to win it. But do you think you will be able to just claim it with 3 out of 3 wins, or is that going to be what you're going to try, or just going to try and get the best position that you can so you claim it easily?
Well, first things first, I have to say I will never imagine that I will pull off 2 out of 2 like this. You know, first it was we wanted to race in LMP1, then we decided that we couldn't get a fast enough rhythm, so we decided to go back and change to LMP2. So going to these races, I was just focused on practicing and get an experience. Like IVRC, this is my first international league, first time racing on a international level. So I was not imagining at all that I would be able to even be competitive like this and pulling 2 out of 2. So for Le Mans, I think I just gotta keep my head down and practice. Key, like in these races, both Sebring and Interlagos, I just practice my strategy, practice to be consistent. That's all I'm doing, and so far it's working. So I just gotta keep my head down and go for it. I'm definitely going for it at Le Mans.
That's great to hear. And yeah, making it 3 out of 3, that's the objective, it seems. Do you think Carlos Frau is going to try to go as well as quick as you, or practice more than you? Do you think he can give you a big championship challenge, or are you keeping it calm?
For sure, I think I will never underestimate the other guys. I mean, Carlos Frau is going fast. He was clearly going today for the one stopper. So sadly for him, it didn't work out. So I think he got all the chances. So I was just going to try to keep my head down and avoid all the trouble. You know, keep. I think the way to win these endurance races is to keep clean. Keep clean of all the other competitors. Make the way clean for all the LMP1 drivers. So I think Carlos have all the chances he got.
Do you have any question, Dan?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, how different was it for you today without the GTEs? Do you think it was easier for you to keep your rhythm?
Well, it was a lot easier. We were anticipating a very tough race because Interlagos is very tight, not a lot of space. So it was unfortunate not to have the GTs, but at the same time, it was great because I only had to worry about the LMP ones, and I think it was a lot easier to dodge them. Also, because in the first part of the race, I was getting them always on the straight, so it was a lot easier to navigate the traffic for them. And to keep the rhythm, I think it was easy for me. I my strategy so far, I like to practice, today in the morning. Like I don't keep, practicing a lot, with I don't know, 1 month early for the race. So, I like to practice in the week of the race. So my mind is focused. I have all of the, braking spots right, and the car in my hands, so I can be consistent and just race clean.
I don't have any more
Perfect. But was it?
questions.
Yep.
So, do you have any more, or?
No, I don't.
That's great. Nobody else to interview of the race winners, so
Unfortunately, not.
they've left. They just don't want our questions.
Okay. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you very much. It was an absolute pleasure to see you driving around Interlagos for today, and enjoy your home win on home soil. Also, good luck for the next time. You'll need it because I will be there.
Yeah,
I'm
good
just
luck
joking.
for it.
All right,
Wait a
I'll
moment.
keep that in mind. And thanks, guys. This has been an amazing season. So let's go for it. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, a very
Exactly.
good
Let's have some
race.
fun. Yeah.
Very good race, Lucas. Power events from my side. You did really well.
Thanks, guys. That was awesome.
User was moved out of your channel.
So, I
So,
think we can call it off right
go
now.
ahead.
Thanks, Stan,
Absolutely.
for joining me. It's been a very good race, and well, very good. It's been very entertaining, I think, though. And well, next round, 5 weeks time in Le Mans. Next week, though, TCC in Interlagos on Saturday, and on Sunday, the opening round in Watkins Glen of the Open Wheel Championship. Thank you very much, Stan. Anything to say?
Nah, just keep going.
Keep going. Everyone, keep rolling as we roll into Venezuela next time we're here live. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.